five steps to start investing. Five steps to start investing. The number one is to start now.
Mm.
What we say to start
Yeah,
now?
don't procrastinate. Yes.
Don't procrastinate.
Yeah, but you got to have something that when you know what you're doing, then do it. But if you don't know what you're doing, first find out before you do it.
Even though if you have to start small, even though you have to start little, you have to start now. You can procrastinate. You can say until when I have certain capital.
There's never a perfect time.
You understand? There's never a perfect time.
Never.
So that's number one step of investing. Is the time is now. Is right now. Not tomorrow, not next tomorrow, because you might not have a perfect time to start. And the second one is decide how much to invest. Decide how much you want to invest.
Well, most people invest 10 to 20% of what they have as extra investments, but people with a great amount of faith will invest more. Most intelligent investors, they invest about 20, maximum 25%, but that's their investment portfolio. And the rest of them, it depends on the ambition that they have, that they invest into different stocks and properties.
If I should ask you words, how much do you think you as a person will love to invest if you want to invest in anything?
Well, if you do your budget up properly, if you have a proper budget system, and you work it out, it's entirely up to you. If you're single, it's different to when you're married.
When you're married,
or you got a family, or you got other responsibilities.
I think it's also limited to the opportunity in what you want to invest. There's some investment that has a very high risk, and some has a very little risk. But if you discover that the risk is minor, it's not that much, you can take the risk and invest more than 20-30% into the business.
Well, like I said in the beginning, if you know what you do and you have a good inside understanding, you have a good knowledge and a predictability about the outcome without much risk to it. I think that's
why we advise people to do their flexibility study before you invest in any business.
Absolutely.
You have to take your time to do some research about any investment, about anything you want to put your money into, because some people are very lazy to do their review, to do their research.
I think people are just conditioned from young. They're brought up.
They're conditioned.
Yeah. And today, how do you see work? In the old days, in the industrial age, we were told sweat for your money, but that's not work. Work is using your brain, using your education, using the knowledge you have, using the experience you have. That is proper work. You don't have to go and sweat every day in order to bring bread and butter on the plate. Exactly. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Another point to start your investment is opening an investment account. You can be using your personal account with your investment account, because there must be a separation. There must be you must be able to separate your investment profits or money or capital from your personal account. And we have pick an investment strategies. You have to pick investment strategies. What do you understand about having a master plan with the investment you want to?
Absolutely.
You want to?
Yeah, you should have a master plan for how you're going to invest your money, what you're going to do with your money, what opportunities you're going to take. Today, the opportunities are massive.
Is it advisable to pay people to help you to do the strategy?
If you can afford it and you think that it's going to be to your best interest, yes.
Yeah, and I think it will be of best use to contact consultants, to ask questions, to ask people who are expert on that line that you want to invest your money into. Because let me tell you, to gather money is not easy, and you don't want to lose your money just like that. And it's very easy to lose money like this if you're not prudent, if you're not wise. So it is very good to pick an investment strategies, to have a master plan when you want to invest. And the final one is understand your investment options. You must know your options. What are your options? What are the options on ground for you to invest? What are the choice of business you want to invest into? Because many people, they just They just jump into
Mm.
conclude. They just jump. Like what I was asking you the
But
other
that
time.
would be foolish, you know.
Like what I was asking you the other time, that is it godly to just jump into any opportunity that comes your way?
Never. That would be very foolish.
To jump into that sounds good.
It's like gambling.
It's
you know,
oh my
the risk,
god.
the
High
risk,
five for the brother. I like that,
the
man.
risk, the risk is
It's so
very,
high.
very high.
So it's not every opportunity that comes your way you jump into it. And there are a lot of sweet saying, a lot of a lot of
Empty promises.
empty promises that will just come to you, man. If you can just invest, that you're gonna get a return, triple them. But let me tell you something, man.
Marketing is a
you-
great tool. They use a lot of marketing to lure people and seduce people into giving their money. And yeah, sometimes there is a benefit to that, but most times I've realized that if you're going to invest into something, you better know how, when, and what you invest into.
Choice,
You better have done your homework.
homework.
Because if you don't do your homework, in
Yeah.
other words, if you haven't done enough, getting enough knowledge to know what
Yeah.
you're doing,
Yeah.
it's like, how do you fly an airplane? But
Yeah.
you're a pilot.
All right. Yeah.
How do you fly an airplane? Well, you've got to learn. You've got to get experience. You've got to get
Experience,
time.
yeah.
You've got to get somebody teaching you. You've got to have all these things happening in order to fly that airplane. Because what's going to happen is if you're going to try and fly it on your first go,
Yeah.
or even your second go, or even your third go, you're going to crash.
Exactly.
That's
Big
it.
time.
You're doomed.
Even though it might be very scary if you wanted to start initially at the initial point. I remember my first lesson at the flying school, and I was so scared. I was very scared, even though I was determined. I was crazy. I would desire to become a pilot, but the most important thing, the will must be there. The desire must be there. If you don't have the will, if you don't have the desire, if you don't have the passion, you can't go into that investment. If you don't see something that will push you, that will drive you, that let me take my time to study. Like you, I see you many times studying markets. Move. You glue on your system, watching all the move, all the trade, whatever. So the drive must be there. If you're not driving,
you have to have your
motivation.
motivations. You've got to have your motivation.
And the outcome must be a motivation sometimes.
Yeah, your result is very important.
It's important.
Your result is very important, but
Yeah.
sometimes your result, and a lot of times, not actually sometimes, a lot of times your result is not what you expect. So your expectation might be something else, and you lose a little bit of courage, or you lose a bit of inspiration or motivation, is because your expectation was more than what your outcome was. Now that happens a lot, and that's what a lot of people do. They have a lot of projecting. You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
project this,
Yeah,
they
project
predict this, but they find out later that's not what the reality is like. Most times the reality is much less. Much less, not just less, but much less. That's why I'd rather be more level-headed, more sane, more sensible, and say to yourself, okay, I'm going to do this investment. This is what they're saying, but what is realistic is more that. You know what I mean? And I think that's very important. So your expectations, your hopes, and your outcomes won't be disappointing.
Yeah, and I think also that expectation must not bring discouragement to you, because sometimes, like you said, they might promise you like 50% or 4% of outcome of good result, and maybe at the end of the day you only got 5%.
Yeah.
You must learn to be patient sometimes when you're investing your money. The outcome might not be very attractive in the first place. But I believe in the persistence and the consistencies. But you have to use consistency. Consistency. You have to use your brain.
Yeah.
You understand? You have to have faith and believe that the process is going to work for you, and you must make sure you control the loss, because sometimes you can be carried away when when you're being promised higher profit and you keep putting your money, but you must know when to say no. You must draw the line.
You've got to have a very realistic approach towards everything, and not what you see and you understand, but what is the reality beyond it. You see, there's a difference. There's you and me, but there's the third persons. The third person's there, whoever they are. Well, you've got to have a realistic. We're speaking to an audience. That is a realistic audience. You and I might have a different expectation, but so do they. But what is the realistic? In other words, what is the general or the balance or the realistic outcome of that?
Outcome of that. We are come to the final stage of this conversation. We're gonna bring you the part 2 next time, and I want you to watch this space for financial talk, for how to make financial decision, how to invest your money rightly. We're gonna be bringing it to you from time to time. It's good to have you, brother, once again.
Thank you,
Take
Peter.
care, bro.
Thank you.
Stay strong, man.
God bless.
Come on.